Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast, where we believe most high net worth individuals and their professional teams struggle to find great capital gains tax deferral options. Not having a clear plan is the enemy. Using a proven tax deferral strategy, such as the Deferred Sales Trust, is the best way to exit highly appreciated assets tax deferred so you can create, preserve, and grow your wealth. I'm your co-host, Pearson York, filling in for Brett Swarts. In each episode, I'm joined by some of the best wealth, business, real estate, and leadership individuals in the world to share ideas, deal stories, and inspiration so together we can make complex tax deferral strategies simple and passive income plans achievable. As always, we're streaming on expertcrdsecrets.com and the Capital Gains Tax Solutions YouTube channel. So please hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe button and that notification bell. It really helps out the channel, and we really appreciate it. I'm super excited about our next guest. They both come from the tech industry and have merged it with real estate. They've created a company that deals with short-term rentals, and so we're going to dive in. Please welcome Brian Marks and Jimmy Woodward. How you guys doing?
Hey, great to be on the show. Thank you so much.
We get a 2-for-1 today, so this is going to be interesting. So I'm excited to go. So real quick, if you guys could each just give like a 1 to 2 minute background on your guys' story, that would be fantastic.
Sure, I'll kick it off. Basically, backgrounds in technology. Started off in the software engineering side and now working in product. But before that, I've always had a love of real estate. So I used to work on houses as a kid, as a summer job. It was just amazing. The exact opposite of technology, in fact, or coding, where you're kind of like really working with your hands. You're seeing something really grow and progress and be a finished product that can last for generations. And one of the favorite things about real estate that I really love is how it can build generational wealth and how it really does is kind of that stepping stone towards wealth, and how folks can really just better themselves through real estate is something that's so exciting to me. So
awesome. And Jimmy, what's your background?
Yeah, first, before I go in, Pearson, you did not give me the advance notice that we were going to wear our Hawaiian shirts today, so I do apologize. I don't have mine on, but I love your outfit you're rocking. But yeah, I come from the tech background as well. Brian and I go back to college. Will not date myself because it makes me sound old, and I don't like sounding old, but we've known each other for a long time. I also had a real estate itch for a very long time, ever since I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. And what we've done with Cloudcastles is really try to help more people build their wealth, no different than that book. So really excited to get into that today.
Yeah, absolutely. I am too. It's going to be awesome. And this is a golf shirt, dude. This is a Bad Birdie golf shirt, man. You gotta hop on the Bad Birdie train, man. They're rocking it over there.
Appreciate the recommendation.
Yeah, it's a nice comfy shirt. So I'm pumped on it. Cool. All right, guys. Well, so tell us what Cloudcast is and what it does. And it's Cloud Castles, right?
Cloud Castles, that's right. Yeah.
Cloud Castles. Okay. So tell us what it is, what it does.
Yeah. So basically, at the end of the day, it's an investment platform for folks to come in and buy vacation home rentals. So, and you can buy a piece of it. And we really felt the problem with the real estate market right now is it's so hard to break into. It's so expensive. It's very risky, putting all your kind of eggs in one particular house. So it's really hard for just a casual investor to come along and own a piece of real estate. So what we do with our model is we basically buy vacation homes or onboard vacation homes from other Airbnb owners or VRBO owners, and we put them on the platform, and anyone come in and invest and own a portion of it. Now that portion of ownership can be basically allows you not only the equity in the property, so if it sells, you get your cash back, but also a cut of the profits, as well as a discount if you want to stay at the vacation home. So we're trying to take basically the timeshare model and turn it on its head, where you can actually make money from your vacation home and have your vacation home pay you over the years. And really, again, it's going to beat inflation. It's going to be a great, a very good long-term investment, and it's something that can definitely produce a lot of passive income for our investor base. So it's been a fun ride so far.
Yeah, that's super interesting. So, Jimmy, you're in investor, relations. Tell me a little bit about the investors that you're attracting over here to Cloud Castles.
Yeah, it's all sizes. I mean, it starts with a passion for real estate. So we work with a lot of people who have a real estate background And those are the ones that we love to work with because they may have been in another sector, whether it's the fix and flip world or commercial real estate. And then they come to us saying, I want to learn about short-term rentals. So it's a great way for people to dip their toes in without taking all of the risk to do it on their own. So rather than having to spend $100,000, $200,000 on your own single family rental, you can get in at a much lower investment with us. And then if it works well, then you can grow your portfolio from there, because we have many ways to help people expand a short-term rental portfolio. And then on the flip side, Pearson, we also love working with new investors. That's really our mission behind Cloudcast, is getting people into the real estate space. So if you only have a couple $100 and you want to build your wealth, that's another way that you can come in, download our app, and then make it very easy to own real estate and get all the benefits that Brian alluded to.
So you guys are a fund, if you will. And basically, is it like a Robinhood account, or like how does it actually functionally operate?
It's basically Robinhood meets real estate. Robinhood meets Airbnb. So you buy it on the app, or you go download in the app store, and you instantly have access to invest in any of our cloud castles. And so it's very similar to the Robinhood model. We really want to lower the barrier to entry here for any investor to come in and start to, one thing that we see is folks will come in and maybe they'll just put $100 in, and they'll kind of start to see the returns, and then they'll realize, well, I could try to go buy my own house for 100 or 200,000 and manage it, but it's a painful process. Trust me, we know there's a lot to go through. You could do 500,000 things right, but you might do one thing wrong with the guests, and guess what? You get a bad review. So we really know, have a checklist there to go through everything and make sure it's perfect. So we can really allow our one benefit of our platform is allowing folks to diversify and de-risk their portfolio, because they can come in and buy homes across the country and up to 5 cities right now. We're planning on expanding much more. So it's all through an app.
That's super interesting. So I actually just had another guest on, and they're more of a fund, and they created their own software, tech guys. Mm-hmm. So what is it with tech meeting real estate and the short-term rental market that you tech guys just love?
Well, listen, I can't code for anything, so I can't even tell you why. But Brian here is the master coder on the team, so I'm sure he has some insights there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, I have a hunch, and there's a few. One of which is that there's a ton of data on short-term rental markets, right? So, Airbnb has been around for a long time. All their data was publicly available, or you can scrape that data. So you can get a ton of information, exactly how, which markets are doing well, which markets are expensive. And if you overlay that with the price of homes from MLS listings, you have a very good sense of, what areas can be profitable. And also real estate in just general is kind of, in some ways, very archaic. There's a certain process that's been around for, 50 years or so. And there's a lot of opportunity for what some might call, aggressive expansion, or, they might be able to come in and kind of shake things up a little bit, which is what tech people really love, is taking an old process and making it very, 2022, 2023 type of stuff.
That makes a lot of sense. So with the data, and you guys are scraping it and then kind of cross-referencing it to other markets. So what markets are you guys in, and what are like your top 3 favorite markets?
I can answer the first one, and then I know Brian has a fun answer to your second one about favorite markets. But currently we are in Vegas, Tampa, Smoky Mountains, and Gatlinburg. We're near Disney World and the Orlando area. And then we also have Miami, which is our favorite one and one of our flagship homes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know we used to have also Lake Tahoe, but the one thing you'll see kind of with the short-term rental litigation is that, it's very, if the county doesn't want you there, they make it very obvious. So, and some counties, Tahoe, for example, is well known to be not very friendly to short-term rentals, and that's fine. We don't want to be in that type of environment anyway. But I think that the markets that we're trying to go after is right now, in the U.S., there is a house that will make the best return, and we're trying to find that house. We're going for it. We're trying to find that house for our investors. We're trying to renovate it and put some really cool stuff in there. We love doing a lot of art in our houses, really tropical themes, or maybe we have like a Star Wars theme one, or like a Marvel theme one,
Sure.
or we try to go for a fun vibe that's very unique. So when people go there, it's not just a house, it's really an experience.
Yeah, and that's a really interesting point, and I think that's Yeah, we do our own, Airbnbs. We live in Newport on the beach, and so people love the beach. So this thing's, booked all the time. But I'll tell you, like, pictures are like probably one of the most important things when it comes to booking. Like, your place doesn't look good, like, it's not going to book. So that's one aspect of it as well, right? Like, how do you guys manage and, keep the cleaning and, the toilets that run and the internet that doesn't work and the garage doors that don't open, right? All these little stupid things that pop up consistently from a mom and pop manager has to deal with. I'm assuming you guys take care of all of that. And how are you guys doing it to scale?
Got to have systems in place. So you can't try to do it all yourself. You have to both have the tools and then also the team to help. So on the tool side, we use some of the popular ones like Guesty, which is a PMS, a property management system platform, which I highly recommend. We use a pricing algorithm to help with pricing. And then we have Resort Cleaning is a calendar system and cleaning management system that we use as well. So when you have these tools, it allows you to easily scale because you can make it so that you're not having to track every little thing, but you have systems in place to help when something goes wrong. And then I know Brian can talk to the team because he's had a lot of work that he's done putting that together.
Yeah, just 3 words are really important to remember: contingencies, contingencies, contingencies. Like, you always want a backup plan. You don't want to be in a situation where your backup plan fails and now you have no plan. So really, it's just about making sure that we have a great team on our end that manages a lot of these properties. We do like having, you have to have a certain love of providing a good experience for folks and making them really happy. So that's something we do as well. We have plans for our platform to not always support the property management side. If folks just want to onboard, at the end of the day, we're a technology company, and our next kind of phase of the business is just going to basically have folks onboard properties. So they have an Airbnb, they want to liquidate a portion of it and keep part of it. That's the next kind of phase of our business and how we'll scale to the 1,000 homes that we want to get to. And that approach, we'll have different property manager teams, not just ours, but we really like our team and they do a great job.
Yeah, that's important to have a team. I mean, it's vital. If you don't have a team, forget it. What's your guys' buying criteria look like? So do you just buy anything? Do you have to meet a certain return? Like, what are you guys looking for when you're going out there picking up properties?
Yeah, I can talk numbers and Brian can talk more about the specifics of the property, but we try to keep it simple. Like, our goal is always double-digit cash-on-cash returns, which in this market environment means we're a lot more stringent because you're dealing with higher interest rates. So you have to be more picky when it comes to the properties that you choose. So we at least try to get to double digits. If we get more, great. We've had properties that have completely done 100% return within a couple of months based on a burst strategy. So really just depends on the property, but bare minimum, we try to look for double-digit returns to make our investors happy. And then I know Brian can speak to the qualities of specific properties.
Yeah, I mean, you want to kind of go in a hot zone, right? There's like typically in any given city, there's an area that's like, if you look at Miami, for example, North Miami is very interesting because you're kind of in the middle of 2 airports. So you have Fort Lauderdale and Miami. So you have to know the market really well, know what neighborhoods are doing really well. And there's also just a certain je ne sais quoi about a house. You have to, it's like, it's kind of like getting a read on a person almost. Like it's very personal, the house. It's like something that's so kind of part of the human experience is the house. You have to really understand how people are going to feel about this house. Are they going to like the layout? Are they going to like walk in? Is it going to, who's that Netflix girl, like Mary Kondo, I want to say, like, does this house bring me joy in terms of experience? You want a house that brings you joy and like it walks in, it's like, okay, this is great. But also you want people that are searching a lot for a certain area. And that's generally the best, the one thing that you should really consider. But there's a whole tier of stuff to choose really good houses, like a whole waterfall system, a part of amenities, layout, parking, you name it. There's like so many factors that go into it, and we try to hit them all when we purchase a house.
Yeah. So are you guys leaving like a drawer in there with 2 folded socks, like perfectly good to go, and they have all the joy?
They have your name right there.
That's
Pinned
right.
on.
Stitched on their hand, stitched for every single one. Well,
That's an
we do have
experience, guys. I'm
I
impressed.
know. I
I'm
tell you, we
impressed.
do definitely greet our guests well. So we leave a bottle of champagne and a bottle of cider for every single guest that comes into our homes, just to welcome
cool.
them to the property.
We do well for our guests, but also for our investors, we really try to do well. So they have a whole investor care package. If an investor stays at the property, that's where we go for the 7-star experience and try to actually have those bathrobes there with their name on it, because we love when our investors stay at the properties, because it's not just like they're investing in an oil field or like an NFT or something. It's very tangible. It's a very real thing, and they can come in and be like, wow, I own a portion of this cloud castle, this house, and I enjoy it. And like, those are our users who have a great experiences when they stay at the property for good.
Do they own a specific APN, like a piece of a specific APN, or is it, hey, I own a portion of this particular like conglomerate of APNs? How does that work?
Yeah, it's based on the LLC. So we spin up a new LLC for every single property. So if you buy into a certain property, then we're giving you ownership of the LLC of said property.
Gotcha. And you get to choose. So like, are they like 123 Main Street, right? 2345 Disney Street, and 8, 9, 10 Miami Street? Do you have these like listed out as properties you can invest in? Like this property, invest in this property. I can throw $100 in, and boom, I own a percentage of that particular property. Do you guys? Is that how that works?
Exactly. Basically.
Simple.
Gotta be simple, right? A lot of complexities we take away from our investors, so it can just be as simple as, oh, I like Tampa, I like Miami, I like Vegas. Great. How much do I want to invest? Great. Boom, I own this in less than 10 minutes.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go buy some Airbnbs.
Yeah, man.
We'll give you a discount.
Okay, so if you guys have like this kind of portion, do you have any minimums?
Minimum's about $30 per property. So we basically split up into 10,000 shares, and so basically it's around whatever the total pot equity size is. We kind of go from there. So it's basically usually around $30 the minimum.
Yeah, and what we also do is because, again, we're trying to democratize access, so that's why one share is typically the minimum. But what we also do is allow people to have investing be automatic. So we have different tiers available for wherever you come from, right? So if you're new in the game and you just want to build your wealth on a small basis, we have a tier where you can do $49 a month and keep growing your portfolio, all the way up to, if you're a seasoned investor, you want to invest a couple $1,000s per month to build your wealth on autopilot. We have that option. So we try to meet people where they're at.
That's super interesting. So do you guys also, like, how are you guys getting around like the accredited investor situation and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, one thing I'll say is, if you notice, we haven't talked about any specific details of our property on this podcast, because our legal team has told us that when we go out, we have conversations like this, keep it generic, because what we have right now is Reg D that we're following. So we have to cap the number of non-accredited investors in any one property. And then it also limits what we can talk about for our properties. However, we still love educating, and that's what we try to do every time we jump on a podcast, to let people know how we work, how short-term rentals work in general. And in that way, if somebody's interested, they can reach out to us and we can give them more details.
That's pretty brilliant. I really like you guys' strategy. It totally is like flipping it up, like upside down. It's niche down really well. And the short-term rental market's really good. Well, it's a good return. What happens when you sell a property?
Basically, your equity is just split up. So, whatever you bought, if we made 90,000 profit from the property, then, and you owned, 10%, you get your like whatever your initial investment was, and plus the sales proceeds. So it's just split up evenly.
How do you guys get around the capital gains tax and all that kind of stuff?
Well, we typically try not to sell too much, right? Like, because it's expensive, it's effort to onboard properties, and our goal is to expand. So selling is not really what we want to do. If we have to do it for whatever reason, we typically like to do a 1031C. Is that the right one? Jimmy is the legal background. He likes to joke he's the recovering lawyer, more
I
than
am a
engineers.
recovering law student. Yeah, I went to law school. Shout out to any USC alumni fight on. But yeah, 1031 is what we like to do there. And we still do have tax advantages to working with us. So you get a K1 every single year. And we do write off depreciation as we have a wonderful accounting and tax team behind us to make sure that we're capturing all of that every single year.
Are you guys doing like cost segs studies and all that kind of stuff on your properties to flow that depreciation through to the investors? Okay. Awesome. All right, cool. How can people get a hold of you guys?
Lots of ways. It's just Jimmy or Brian at cloudcastles.io, or you can check out our website here at cloudcastles.io and hear from some of our investors who have gone through the program. Check it out. Love speaking with folks of all varying degrees of kind of experience around short-term rentals or just real estate in general. We're excited to say, we've been some, 18-year-olds first purchase of real estate a few times on the App Store, which is a cool kind of claim to fame. So we love talking to investors from all different walks of life. So just feel free to reach out to us at Jimmy or Brian with a Y at cloudcastle.io, or just download the app on the App Store or Google Play Store, and you can kind of away you go and check out all the investments.
Is this the app right there?
That's the one.
For those people. Get. I'm buying some properties today. That's
right.
Way easier. How do you guys come up with like your actual like acquisitions? Like, so I was actually looking at a deal in Anaheim. If you know Anaheim, Disneyland. It's right there. Huge draw. My mother-in-law, I'd say she brings in $3,000 a month on a 1-bedroom, 1-bath studio.
Wow.
This particular deal is a bootlegged triplex. So it's got some like conversions and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of cheeky. Some permitted back in like the 50s and whatnot, and some kind of just like, hey, this was an office and I put a half bath in and whatever. But I mean, as far as like the actual like prices are concerned, like it's a pretty good deal. It's actually in Fullerton, so it's not even in Anaheim. But I was, thinking about buying it or whatever, right? Or trying to find someone to buy it who loves short-term rentals. So hypothetically, right? Let's say that someone has a good rental, and they call you and be like, hey, buy my ugly house or whatever it is, right? Like you see how the wholesalers doing. How does that work?
Yeah, it's a newer part of our business, and it's a great, basically we are that technology platform to do that, just that. So basically all of our investments, except for maybe one, I think we've gone through basically what we call alpha investors. So someone wants to lead the charge, so to speak. Hey, I have this property. I'm interested in putting some in. I'm interested in getting part of it going. And then we actually play kind of matchmaker. We're like, hey, here's some 3 or 4 or 5 other investors who are interested in this market. We're kind of the middle person, the middle connector between everyone. But we do come in and help on the renovation side. We have our own team that does all of our renovations. They're amazing. And the multifamily space is especially exciting to us. So that's where we plan on being in 2023 and kind of moving away from single families. We'll still do them, but kind of the main focus will be multifamily. So we'd love to connect with them and then, pair them with more investors and pool this together. We're stronger investment group together as opposed to just one person going in alone. And we love pooling folks together, and a lot of our investors meet each other and they become friends, and it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, that sounds super awesome. I'll definitely throw that deal you guys' way.
Yeah, please do. And I'll make a quick plug for our equity platform that we have as well, because we come across a lot of investors who have cash flow on Airbnbs, but don't necessarily want to sell it because you still want to take that cash flow every single month. So we have a program where if you have a property and you want to sell equity instead of selling the property, literally having your cake and eat it too, you can do so because we have a bunch of investors who are looking for good deals. So to Brian's point, even beyond us funding or acquiring a property, we can bring in equity deals onto our platform. So it's something that we're recently just rolled out, and we're excited to see if people have deals that they want to send our way.
Are you guys fractionalizing this with like blockchain?
I have strong opinions on the technology behind blockchain, which I
That's
won't
right.
your audience with. But we did look seriously at the Ethereum documentation and found out the juice there is not worth the squeeze too much. I think a lot of times the blockchain is just really kind of trendy technology, and the reality is, do you want to decentralize control of certain ownership? Like what happens? Okay, I give you a token, you lose your token. Do you lose your house at that point?
Yeah.
Like, there is people, big companies that are doing it to get around the SEC, which we'll see how that goes in the next 5 years. But if it is a security and all, like an NFT, you can look at the SEC's definition of security and see if NFT falls into that. But it's like
Gotcha.
you can kind of,
Shady business, right?
yeah. So, no, it's a really cool tech. I think you typically in this situation you want a lot of control. Or like I don't want you to lose your house because you lost your token,
Right.
Which is something that I guess could happen with NFTs or blockchain technology. So.
Yeah, no, and that's a really good point. There's that one guy lost like $700 million in Bitcoin or whatever because he threw his thumb drive away, or his kid did, or something stupid. Like,
can you imagine?
Yeah, apparently they raised like billions. They're gonna like fly drones over with like electric like readers for magnets, and like they're still going for that thing. So best of luck to them to find it. But that's not what I want my investors to go through at all.
No, that's nuts. Like that's not gonna be worth it after. It's gonna take them $700 million to find it, or whatever it is.
Exactly. The value of that is going to be driven down to zero when he realizes how much he's spending to try and go find it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cool. All right. Well, guys, make sure to check out cloudcastles.io /here-from-investors. Or is that a forward slash?
Probably could have just been testimonials, but yeah, it's here from investors, or just go to cloudcastles.io. You can
testimonials would have been way easier.
We can change that. We can make that change.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. And people can get a hold of you guys by Brian at cloudcastles.io and Jimmy at cloudcastles.io.
That's right.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, guys. Any parting words?
Thank you so much for having us. I think right now I just will change that to testimonials. That's the benefit of being, your own developer. So I'll change it to
always evolving, Pearson. Always evolving.
Always evolving. All right, guys, do not go to cloudcastles.io /here-from-investors. It's going to be changed to testimonials. Just go to their website. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
That's it. And honestly, the parting words I have is we're all in this together. It's a $1 trillion industry that a lot of people can make money from if you do it right. So reach out to us, even if you just want to learn about the short-term rental market. We're happy to help, and we love building wealth together with our investor partners.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. And thanks again, everybody, for listening to another episode of the Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast, where we believe most high net worth individuals and the professional team struggle to find great capital gains tax deferral options. Not having a clear plan is the enemy. Using proven tax deferral strategies such as the Deferred Sales Trust, best way to exit highly appreciated assets tax deferred, so you can create, preserve, and grow your wealth. Thanks again, everybody, for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, hit that like button, notification bell, subscribe button, share, comment, all that good stuff for the interweb algorithms. So thanks again, guys, for coming on. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on the next one.